the shot got me because I didn't eat. I just ate
Oh,
toast.
yeah, that'll do it.
I ate toast in the morning.
I just had a peanut butter and jelly triple decker, too. Vibes.
At 12. That was the last time. Yep.
Damn.
And here I thought out. Yeah, hello, let me break it. Is it on already?
Yeah, it's been on. Oh, yeah, we're
You
live.
Guys, I didn't have.
We
Hey
live,
guys, welcome back. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
heard that. What could we call it? An enter or something? What is it called?
What? Intermission, intro,
No, the beginnings
introduction.
of it. No.
I don't know.
Inter-
Interlude?
Yes, that's
Oh.
what that is, right? Like
I mean,
we're
yeah.
talking
That's
in the
like
beginning and then we start with the stuff.
I think an interlude is like more in the middle of something, but yeah.
I
it could
feel
be.
like I was in the middle of something. I just cut it off and I was like, hey guys.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
So I
that's
guess
fair.
that. Hey
Okay.
everyone, that was the interlude.
That's the interlude. Yeah.
I
Or
took a
introduction.
shot earlier, like
Or
10
intermission.
minutes ago.
Yep.
So I've just been rambling, but Cody likes to do that sneaky thing where he just wants to record. So I don't know what he's gonna put in there.
Who knows? It's always a
but
mystery.
I need to take another shot. We're switching it up. I'm switching it up this week, and I didn't want to smoke during the podcast. I feel like I lose my
Brain
thoughts.
cells?
Not brain cells, because I don't know how many of those I have left. But I lose my train of thought when I'm
Yeah.
honestly under the influence of anything. So I don't know how this alcohol is going to help. It'll probably make me more
It'll make you more
bit
open
aggressive.
to
I'm just
ideas,
saying,
you
I'll
know.
probably cuss you out a bit more. when we-
Okay, perfect.
but you guys, you can smoke if you want, but
It's tequila, it'll bring that
tequila
Latino
shot
out of you a
and
little bit, you
wine.
know what I'm saying?
Hola,
Amigo?
Hola, me llamo Lola. Vamos a tomar un shot.
You
I tried to say
see.
shot in Spanish and just said shot.
Shorts?
Anyways, chuggies, ass and titties. So ass and titties means you clink your glass from the bottom. That's ass, and then to the top is titties. So, ass and titties.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I learned that from my first boo. So I like to keep that around. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. Which one was better?
Oh my god.
Not
I'm
that
just
one?
drinking them like straight down without a chaser or any. Oh my god.
You got that wine. Yeah, so we have tequila.
Oh fuck.
Oh, I just had some tequila and rosé. Mason number 9. Shout out to Post Malone.
I haven't ate shit.
Oh,
Jack
boy.
shit except
Oh,
some
no.
avocado toast and some slices of peaches. That's all I ate today.
Oh, wow.
So
You sound
I
woke as
kind of
fuck.
feel it. I feel it.
Yeah, I would imagine. Some fucking avocado toast.
Ooh!
Jesus.
So much has happened. What was going on with you, Cody? What'd you do last week up until today?
What did I do last week?
The people want to know.
My life is boring, but I haven't been doing much. I just
We're planning to spice it up, though. It's okay.
yeah, true vibes. I just been watching a lot of Netflix actually.
Netflix.
Yeah, pretty much. How about you? What about you? And working, of course, but that's the usual.
Yeah, that's good. Good for you, friend.
Mhm.
I think I've been watching some Netflix too. I told you I was watching some show called Archive 81.
Yeah.
It's all right. It seems like a podcast. Well, it was from a podcast, a fake one, and then they like stole whatever they needed to and made it into a series.
Oh, really?
But yeah, one of like the nitpicky things of it is that motherfuckers don't like is that the character was like a lesbian and she's not now in the series.
Right.
So I mean, I saw it. Should they have changed it? No, but motherfuckers like to say fuck faggots, fuck queers every day. I mean, so it's nothing new, which sucks. It would have been nice for the representation, but hey, I mean, what? Let's get some more representation of straight people. Why not? We need it. It
Yeah,
looks like
we
we
do.
need it. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
my people need more representation nowadays.
Yeah, so fuck the queers. I think they're just getting stingy with every little crumb they're getting in these shows and movies. They're like, I want more. More
Exactly.
representation. And no, you're not
Right.
getting it. You
Like a
Hollywood
meth heads or
doesn't love
something.
you. They don't love us.
Oh shit. That's
But
dark.
other than that, I've just been working and dying every day.
Salad.
There's actually updates from the jobs I've been doing.
Are you
my
still doing
God.
gigs?
Yeah, I actually am, and I think yesterday was a sign that maybe I should stop, but I'm not.
You're a company man now. You don't need gigs.
I don't, but I like money,
Right.
and I have an expensive lifestyle, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Um.
Can't relate.
So GoPuff changes there. Actually, I don't think I can work mornings anymore. I don't think they want me working mornings. It's very laid back in the morning. Good vibes. Not a manager there. It's just every worker relaxing, sitting down. You know, if we get an order and we don't like it, I'll reject that shit. If it's more than 4 items, I'm rejecting it and waiting for the next person to pick it up. I will go to the restroom and wait. I don't care. I'm there for help. I'm not there to take over someone's actual job.
Petty, bro.
Call it petty.
Wait,
call
so does
it
it just
working
get
smart, not
completely
hard.
rejected, or does it go to the next picker?
It doesn't get rejected, but it stays in the system. So like, if someone with another scanner has it, and you know they can see the orders, then they're gonna pick it up.
I was about to say,
and it works. I do it all the time.
I thought that it just gets canceled. I was like, damn, that's bogus.
Yeah, no, that would be fucked up. But like, so for example, I was getting so many items on Saturday that were like 30 plus, and I was rejecting them. I was like, I'll wait for someone to pick it up.
30?
Yeah, they're like, so it
Jesus.
can be like
Ordering
toothpaste,
for the office or
chips, ice cream, deodorant, fucking, I need some Fabuloso. I'm gonna get some Fabuloso. I need some toilet paper. Literally, these warehouses for GoPuff are fucking stocked. I don't know what can I say, like, as far as sharing that information, but I'm independent contractor for them, so I'm spilling all the fucking secrets.
Oh.
They have everything. I think they go to stores and just buy this shit. So if there's anything ever empty at a store, it's probably because of them, and they bought all the inventory. And
Right.
like, they deliver this. They get like Instacart to deliver that shit to them, so then we could put it. It's a whole thing. Yeah. So whatever. I can't work morning shifts, so now I picked up an evening shift last week, and it was hell. I was working literally from 4. My shift was from 4 to 1. I didn't stay till 1, obviously. I stayed till 10.
4 p.m. to 1 a.m.?
Yes. Ooh. Crazy. They want a whole, like, almost 9 hours, and that's not me. I'm just there for the money. I make a quick honey, and then leave.
Right.
Once I do that, my little 100, I'm getting out the fucking door, saying whatever lie I have to say to get out the fucking door.
Get a stomachache, or
it was
what?
like 10:30, and I told her, I remember I told you I'm taking my lunch at 10:30. Okay, well, I'm gonna take it now. Took my lunch, did not come back.
Damn.
I took my lunch 30 minutes, sat in my car, waited, and then clocked out, made my money, and left. That's that. I don't know if, like, you know, she got mad or whatever. I could give a fuck, because she had a ton of people. But yeah, so now I have to work evenings at GoPuff if I want to pick up an extra shift during the weekends, which is brutal. But hey, I found the workaround of just doing my little couple 6-7 hours and then leaving. So I'll leave like 11, 10. That's it. I won't stay till midnight. I won't stay till 1, because I want to have my weekend, bitch. If I can't have my weekend, no one can. Oh. So this weekend too, I booked the shift like a dumb bitch. I saw it because none of them were coming up in the morning. So I'm working 4 to 12 and some other location, and I'm glad it's not the same location, because I could bullshit this bitch too. Like, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be here the whole shift.
Master bullshitter right now.
And that's what I'm good at, but lately it's been getting real hard to bullshit. So I'm gonna bullshit that, leave early, you know, call it 8, go out. I don't fucking know. Point is, that's with GoPuff. Now the other job, the other warehouse where I'm just big chilling, not doing a damn thing, they actually blocked me.
Really?
Yeah, they blocked me yesterday. And they were big fucking mad.
Let me guess, you just left on your lunch break.
No, something like, but no. So like,
wonder why they blocked you.
Yeah, for like the past 2 weeks, you guys. So I've been working like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday there, and the past 2 weeks they've been letting us home early. Like, you know, there's no work to do, so we're just gonna keep you 4 hours or 5 hours and send you guys home.
Right.
But for those 4 or 5 hours, we're just sitting down doing fucking nothing, and whatever, we're getting paid for it. I could give a fuck how I get my money. Right. So that's not a problem with me. The problem with me is when you guys are letting us go home early and you guys don't give a fuck, but you guys are keeping the first shift, you know, for their whole hours, and they're getting all their monies, while you guys are saying, oh, fuck second shift. You guys are just here for help. And then you guys want to bitch when one of us has to leave early. That's the fucking problem. And that's what I'm not looking cute at for, bitch. Because yesterday I was like, I have to go. And I was leaving at the time where they usually send us home early. And the guy was like, didn't you just get here like a couple hours ago? And I'm like, yeah, but I have to go. Like, they honestly, they're not even supposed to question you. Like, if I come from an app from Instawork,
Yeah,
and
so-
that's like independent contracting shit. So I don't have a manager. I don't have none of that. But of course, when I'm at the site, obviously I report to someone. You know, there is a supervisor and there is someone in charge.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But bitch, you're not gonna keep someone who's not actually working for you or who's just there to help you. You're not there to fucking question them. Oh, like, why are you leaving? Oh, you can't leave. Like, we need your help.
Right.
That's exactly what he did. I was like, just trying to like, no. Like, I'm leaving. Like, just clock me out, please. And he was like, oh, but we actually need you today. And I'm like, honestly, like, you guys haven't been needing us the last couple weeks. And I've just been picking up these shifts because it's working that you guys are sending us home early. And I just picked them up and I'm just here for face if
Yeah.
you guys need that help. And when you guys do need the help, I do help. I told him all that, and I told him because I already knew what the fuck he was going to do. I was like, and by the way, you can cancel my shifts if you want because I know that's what you guys do here right off the bat. Bitch, I gave him my phone, clocked me out. He didn't even let me adjust my time, so that was another thing I put it. Didn't let me adjust my time, so I go walk to my car, leave everything, and I look at my shifts, and no shifts. None for
Canceled.
today, which is why I was able to record today. None for next week and the other days I had picked up in February. They all disappeared. And I saw in my little reviews that it said, oh, don't leave early. Like, it's bad. I was like, oh, no, bitch. Two can play that fucking game. So I went on their thing where the workers can review the company. And I reviewed the company.
Oh, shit.
And I left a short and sweet review of saying,
You fucking suck.
no,
Oh.
Theron is a hoe.
Is
That's
that a
all I have
person?
to say. Yeah, that's the guy that I told I was leaving her, and that kicked
Does
me
it
off
show
the
your
shift.
name?
And it does, and it shows my picture. So let me show you.
Damn.
I don't know if I could still like pull up the thing, but
Oh,
no,
that's
I
funny.
left them a review because they're
Fair
cunts.
like Fahrenheit?
Theron, like THARREN.
Oh.
I hope I can go in it.
Like Theranos.
But yeah, that's all I've been doing. And then my main job has me fucking stressed out of my mind. I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
I can tell it does because after that first shot,
I'm all discombobulated.
you're like, let me get another one. So I feel like that's how I can tell that shit got you stressed out.
You guys, it's really hard being in my shoes right now. There's just a lot going on.
I think being a grown up is just hard in general, honestly.
Yeah, and that leads me to my next thing. You know, everyone that's grown, because some motherfuckers aren't, and everyone that's doing their own thing, kudos to you because, oh, bitch, and no one tells us these things. And that leads me to another thing too. I have a lot of things on my mind I want to discuss. Being born is one of them, and I don't think that's fair that a lot of us are born without having a fucking say in this. And that's so unethical.
So you're pro-choice?
What do you mean that ladies should choose if they have a decision between having a baby or not coming from their pussy? I am 100% pro-choice.
Okay, yeah.
I agree.
Right.
Women should be in charge of their bodies.
Personal freedoms, right?
Do you agree with that, Cody?
Yeah, I do.
I'm glad.
But I understand the other side of things, so.
And what is the other side of things?
Pro-life, obviously. Dumbass.
Explain that. What is pro-life?
You know what? I think pro-life centers around the fact that people think that... So, right. People's argument is that women should have a choice, right? And so, like, I guess when you talk about pro-choice, like...
Look, bitch, sorry not to cut you off. It's still there.
Fair to hope. Damn.
You see my picture too. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck you,
He's not ever
bitch.
going to see you again, probably, anyways.
Oh no, I don't know when and where, but we will meet again.
Oh, shit.
Mark my words.
That's dangerous.
Spirit's got it. Bitch, we're meeting again. I'm
Okay, so
calling you
wait.
fucking hoe.
Pro-choice, what do you think, like, up until the baby's born, or is there, like, a limit? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, like, okay.
Because the whole bundle of cells thing, right?
Okay, for, like, example.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing up an example from Euphoria. If you haven't seen Euphoria, you're going to get spoiled right now.
Oh.
Don't even Do you care? if I say it or no?
I don't care. No.
Okay, so
Somebody
there
gets
was
pregnant, right, and then has an abortion. I'm assuming.
no. Oh well, I mean that was the plot of like one of the storylines in the first season. I could give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
She should, and I'm glad she did. But whatever. Besides the point. In the second season, it shows that the dad, because we don't know what the dad is. He could be bi, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But it showed that his intro, like they do like the backstory episodes and stuff,
Yeah.
and his backstory was he was in love with his best friend, like his guy best friend. They do everything together, all this shit.
Dang.
Homeboy got a girlfriend, and they was fucking all the time, fucking sucking. I don't know what else, doing it raw.
Wow, that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Another. I'm sorry, guys. I was burping. You letting this shit out. So yeah, they were doing the nasty. And point is, homeboy goes to celebrate with his bestie. They make out. It's a nice
guy?
moment. Yeah, both best friends. They like start kissing. They're
Wow,
dancing. It's
that's
like
cute.
it's a very sweet moment, honestly.
Yeah.
Literally the representation they don't be giving us, but this motherfucker did. So whatever. It was a heart touching moment. Blah blah blah. That scene passes. Next day, motherfucker wakes up, gets a phone call from
Oh,
who?
yeah.
His bitch,
Yep.
and she's pregnant.
Whoa, why are you talking about women like that?
And because she stopped. She's a bitch, and this is my theory, because she knew she was giving those looks to his best friend, like that's my man type of look.
Oh.
If you rewatch it, I mean, if I
So
rewatch
she knew
it
what
and
was
if I
going
show you
on.
the scene, yes, you can tell that she very much knew what was going on. So like in that situation, I would be okay with the boyfriend being like, nah, abort that shit, abort. But also he was in the wrong because he was scared because he was a little faggot and he got her pregnant. He didn't want to say shit. But then he's also wrong for even like letting her have the baby without even knowing what he is. Who knows if they know? I don't know. But point is, I think women should have their choice.
up
Unless
to what point?
there's a lot of factors. So
Right.
if the baby still sells, I'm okay with killing it. Fuck it. It's still an it. It's nothing.
Right.
There's no conscious. It's the truth.
Right.
Other than that, like once it's like a little far ahead, that is fucked up.
Right.
And I mean,
When you look at it, it has arms and legs and a face. You're like,
yeah,
it's kind of murder a little bit, right? I mean, it's kind
mean,
of on the edge.
I don't.
You know?
I don't know. I honestly don't
Right.
know because I was watching a video too. I think it's called Wisecrack. Have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Them on YouTube, and they talk about like philosophical stuff or
Yeah.
just fucking theories. And
Right.
they were talking about is it unethical or is it ethical to have kids? I mean,
We
I
kind
don't
of talked
know. I
about this
don't
last
think-
week, I think, with the whole Pope thing, right?
yeah, and I go back to I don't think it is ethical.
Is it ethical to have kids?
I don't think so because
What do you
if
mean? It's
think
nature
about it,
to breed offspring. That's what you're supposed to do. in
no,
your life,
it's
to carry
nature.
On the gene
It's
pool.
in nature for us to do whatever we need to do to satisfy ourselves, and that's one of them. It's not about like passing down our genes or whatever. It's solely for the fact that we want to fuck, get our nut on, and that's how we produce offspring. I don't think like someone ever thought like, oh yeah, like we need to do this, this, and this to pass down our genes and shit.
No, not even the genes thing, but to keep the species going. Like that's how it is for every species. It's like
Well, that's
most
another
like
thing.
wild animals, they live just to breed.
Yeah, and that's
grow
another
kids
thing,
so that
though,
they can
that's-
keep the species going. That's a natural order.
That's
of
another
things.
thing where it
So is it
might
ethical?
become
I don't even understand how
unethical
that's a question.
because first of all, we don't have a say when we're created, when we're born, and all that stuff. We don't. And people like to see things as like, for example, I'm not saying this is bad or anything, but it kind of is. Like if you're a couple and you want to have a kid solely for the purpose that, oh, like it's a nice thing, like it's gonna be a great thing for us. Like, and it's they base it off of them, not just for, the sake of the fucking kid. It's more of a satisfaction for them. Like, it may bring them a better life or it may make the relationship stronger. Already off the bat, kids are having these expectations of things of like, oh, they're going to bring me so much joy, or, oh, they're my
Parents?
world off the bat. Yeah.
Parents?
Like parents have those expectations
Right,
of their
right.
of their unborn children before they're even born, like kids are given
right.
all these things before they're not even born, and then when they're born it's like, oh, what the fuck, then they have these whole problems that they didn't want to fucking deal with,
right?
all because of their
Yeah,
parents.
okay, I
For
see
example, one of them being, I don't know, sexuality, gender, all that stuff.
Yeah.
a parent projecting all of their
Values and
all their
morals.
values and stuff onto someone that's not even born, I think is a little bad, because you never know what's gonna happen. You don't know if they want to stay. Things are changing or whatever. People are becoming more comfortable with stuff, but like a kid changing their gender and stuff. I mean, parents are already like so against that and stuff at such a young age, but yet they instill that they're like, oh, a tough little man or a sweet little girl and all this stuff. You get me? Like, they're not really given we're not given any choices from the get-go. And I understand, like, oh, we're little kids and we don't have say in things and all that stuff. Well, then why fucking have us?
Well, okay, but I feel like, and you can make the argument that this is unfair or whatever, but it is what it is. Like, that's a cultural thing, and that's like
but it's also going
norm.
on, and it's creating a toxic cycle if you think about it. The toxic cycle of humanity and how we're killing each other.
Cultural norms
day.
don't just change overnight. I mean, they take multiple generations to change. So it's like, I do agree that, like, sure, there is a lot of norms and values that's placed on a child from the parents, but I mean, like,
that's clear. That's unethical from the get-go. Like, bitch, let your child be a fucking unborn child, unborn cells. Let it develop, whatever.
Yeah, but you have to impart some values and morals on it.
When they can understand it, I feel like.
Not the world on its shoulders,
when they're born, I mean, even the whole thing with, like, the gender stereotypes, that's boring. It's boring. Let the kid decide for themselves. Like, yeah, they're a kid, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I feel like parents that have a problem with their kids' orientation, like sexual orientation or their gender, what gender they want to be.
Yeah.
It shows like they're thinking some type of way, whether they're not ready or maybe they're a little stuck on the past of like old things. But how things are progressing, I don't think everyone is settling for the status quo anymore. I think everyone is challenging the status quo. And I think that's why we have so many problems today, is because no one likes to step out of their fucking comfort zones and all that comfortable shit. So when they hear motherfuckers not having children, they start to freak out because they're like, why?
Nah.
But there's so much to it.
No, I don't know why that's necessarily. I don't know if that's why there's a lot of problems today. I think that there's more problems today because people are stepping out of like societal and cultural norms, and
they should. I think they should, especially in this day of age.
Well, yeah, but I think people make bigger deals out of certain things that aren't that big of a deal, though.
Yeah, but
you know
I mean,
like,
it's better than actually staying quiet and just going with the status quo. It's good to challenge things. It's good to see a new fucking light in things, not just sticking with the same old things.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know,
but I don't know.
Like having babies and all that. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's not cute.
So here's the other side of abortion, though, right? Because I don't know. I think it's interesting to hear other people's viewpoints, even if I disagree with them. So it's pro-life, obviously. So they look at the child as like the point of conception, even when it's a bundle of cells, it's a human being. Mm-hmm. So who is protecting the life of the unborn child? So people that are pretty much all the way on the other end of the spectrum look at the point of like, even when you think it's a bundle of cells, it's still a human embryo. So it still deserves the rights of like, the same rights that me and you have. So killing it is still murder.
But see, that's also putting all this stuff on them that they're not even aware of.
The child?
That's why, yeah. So
yeah,
that's
but
why
do they get another chance at life, though?
No. And that,
so is that right?
They're not anything,
no,
though.
Because
but
life is a gift, even no matter how hard it is.
That's actually the argument, because
that's debatable.
It can and can't be. If you're lonely your whole fucking life and who knows why you're alone, whatever. You can have a shitty life versus someone that's not alone and is actually doing things. Yeah, they're going to have a good life. And I see where you're coming from, where, like, who are we to say, oh, yeah, don't give them a shot at life just because they might have a shitty life. Just do it just because they could end up having a great life. But that's the argument of things, is why should we endure all the pain just for a little nice moment of happiness?
But that's subjective, though, because, well, I think pain makes a person who they are, though, even if they have pain for 50 years of their life and then end up being happy for the last 30, it's like, or 40 or however many it is. That's still part of the experience of life, though. So I feel like that's a bigger philosophical point than just the fact of being pro-life and being, like, on that side of things where you're protecting that chance. Because, like, sure, somebody may think that life sucks, but you know, the person that gets aborted, they could have been born and been like a super positive person and like really enjoyed their life. So that's like that side of things.
Yeah,
And I thought that was really interesting. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. I definitely disagree with abortion past a certain point, because I saw this installment in a museum. I forget which museum it was. It was one in Chicago, and it showed the embryo and the growth of it like month by month. And it's like by month 3, bro, that thing is a fucking child inside of you. And it's like when you look at that thing, if you can look at that thing and be like, okay, I'm good with just fucking stabbing it and killing it and then getting it vacuumed out of me.
There's a lot of reasons for it. Yeah, and you have to think about it too, why someone that got pregnant, for whatever reasoning may do that. At the time they may not even fucking know that they were pregnant, and then they find out, oh shit, something happened where I got fucking pregnant. I didn't know, or they may have gotten raped. Go as far as that.
Right, yeah.
I would abort it. I would, if I had someone that, fucking, did that to me, raped me, and I'm pregnant now. Oh no.
Yeah, so
I'm aborting it.
I forget the statistic, but it was like that argument was statistically invalid, because the amount of times that happened for abortions was, I mean, it was so low that it and I don't mean, it was probably Ben Shapiro that I got this information from, because he's very informed on that stuff. And also, actually, another interesting thing was I was listening to Kanye West talk about it, and he was talking about how abortion was basically...
What was Kanye? Kanye with a dick was saying something?
Kanye's pro-life, because he's very, like, religiously affiliated and everything nowadays, but he was basically talking about the side of abortion where it's like most abortions are done by minorities, and he was coming from the perspective of like, this is like a euthanasia type deal, where it's like, like the more people that are having abortions are lower income people who are statistically more like minority people. So it's more like open these centers up for those people, and so they can have less kids. And I'm not saying that this is how it turned out, but that was his perspective of things, was that like it was a whole structural thing where it's like you create this system where you make it easier for them to just abort kids and be recklessly having sex and all that stuff.
I don't think, though, it's creating a system for it to do it recklessly, but it's so they can do it safely.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with
wire
that.
Hangers up there,
right.
Doing it like all types of fucking methods.
Well, definitely not. Yeah.
I mean, I would rather have centers built and people allowed to come in the centers, rather than doing that shit on the streets. Because I mean, whether we like it or not, people are going to do, abortion.
Yeah, and well, here's the other argument too. Well, another thing that they were saying was like, if you're grown, you should be more like responsible for yourself sexually, like use protection or get on birth control or whatever.
That's literally what it goes back to at the end of the day.
Yeah,
if you're gonna fuck around, be smart and use protection.
Yeah,
and
right.
Like, oh, I want to raw dog it. Oh, I'm gonna pull out before I nut. No, you're not.
Right.
Don't lie.
I mean,
why are you lying?
You're playing games with your fucking future, and like,
I've heard that so many times, and next thing you know, I feel it inside. Oh.
God. There was another thing that I was going to say, but I think that I lost track of it. But
we weren't even going to talk about this, too.
I know we weren't.
Fuck?
I don't remember how we got on this. But yeah, so that was an interesting conversation. But yeah, no, I don't know. Because I've always been pro-choice, because because I look at it like I'm about personal freedoms, no matter if it's like pretty much at like speech, gun rights, whatever, all that stuff. I fall on the side of personal freedoms. And so it's interesting to me that people on the right are pro-life, and that takes away from the personal freedom of a woman. So I've always been like, that's a little bit of a contradiction in the way that they think about that.
I mean, they always fucking do that. Nobody gives a shit about women.
But then when you look at their argument, it's based more in like religion and like cultural norms.
But that's bad too. We shouldn't just go off of things based off religion, because at the end of the day, what the fuck is religion? Religion is made up from someone fucking thousands of years ago, and then it's just been fucking recreated, rewritten, however many different times. And then they keep the stuff that they like, and then they change whatever they don't fucking like. Right. And then look, we're here now, 2022.
Yeah, but my point of view is like I agree with that in most parts, but I'm still like a large majority, even if it's not the large majority of people fall in this viewpoint, so it must hold some type of meaning. So I'm always like, with those type of things, I'm never like, I don't give a fuck about the way that you think about things because you're wrong. I'm always just like, I want to like try and understand why you think about those things, because obviously it's not just something that just fucking pops into your head and you just fall in line with it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make up your choices about it. So that was an interesting thing that I learned about like pro-life, pro-choice. But I still fall on the pro-choice side up to a certain extent. It's kind of like, when you look at it and it's like,
yeah, I know for sure. I think it's
because I don't want to have a kid right now. I'm not ready for a kid, so I'm like,
to a certain extent, honestly, I think it is unethical when people want to have kids, just because what's the reasoning behind it? If you can justify a reason that isn't selfishly based for you only, then I guess. But I don't know, if your argument is like, oh, I want to create a human, I want to give it life or something. Okay, well, bitch, how the fuck do you know that same sperm cell you were carrying in your fucking ball sack is going to act like that when they're older? They're going to have their own choices and their own decisions.
Yeah, sure.
Why? Why do all that? I don't know. And I get it too. It is to keep the human race going. But the human race is fucking itself heavy.
Yeah, in some ways, for sure.
So I don't know. Even me, I was thinking the other day, and I was so fucking scared that the thought just came into my head that 20 years from now, what the fuck is the world going to be like? Global warming's a thing, climate change is a thing. I don't know if you think it is, but I kind of do think it is. And the thought that we're going to be like 40, I'm going to be like 45 in 20 years. That's scary to think. And then thinking of how the world is going to be fucked. The weather's changing every day so drastically. It's not the same. And motherfuckers, we're going to die.
I don't think global warming is a catastrophe in the way that people think about it. Like, especially because, and I used to like fall on the other side of things where I was like, oh God, this is so terrible. But I mean, everything that we're doing, we're not doing much to help the environment. We're just doing things to make it worse. Well, here's the thing though.
Bitch, like another thing, NFTs. That's another thing that's so fucking bad for the environment, but it's something that people don't care and they're going to do because of money.
Well, yeah.
And that's what's going to kill us.
I don't know. It's not gonna kill people. The bigger issue, the bigger threat is an ice age rather than stages of global warming. If you look through history, and I wish I knew the source. I think it was a bunch of Joe Rogan podcasts that I listened to with this one guy who's a historian, and he is super fucking up on all this stuff. And he was talking about how like times where the earth was hotter than people thought it should be were times where like societies and cultures
don't
were
give me
growing.
That. Don't give me that. We drive cars. Everyone drives cars. All that shit. Like, we're fucking the earth up every day by all those emissions going into the fucking ozone layer. I hope I remember stuff from science. But that's killing us every day at least. If not that, other things. I'm saying things because I'm losing.
But there's bigger. I think there's bigger issues for people though.
Like what?
Like global superpowers deteriorating and falling under an authoritarian global rule or something crazy like that.
Wasn't that like happening?
I just don't like.
What's going on?
We're more technologically advanced than we've ever been, so we're
but
more
I don't think
equipped.
That's gonna save us at the end of the day.
Okay, some people are gonna fucking die. Some people always die. That's just how it goes. I mean, you can try and think you're gonna save everyone, just like COVID or whatever. How does that fucking work? It never works because you can't save everybody. Some people are gonna die. You just gotta accept that. That's
because of how
nature.
Selfish the human race is.
It's not what it is. People are always gonna die, no matter what.
But at the end, it's also because of survival of the fittest and all that crap.
Now I forgot what I was gonna say. You piece of shit.
Oh. What were you gonna say? What were you thinking?
I don't fucking know. Oh, we're more technologically advanced than we've ever been in history, like than we've known. We could have been in the past, but it got completely wiped out. That's another interesting conversation that we could have. But so we're more well equipped to deal with any climate change that happens than we ever have been in history. Like, we have fucking technology. We have cell phones, mini computers that were more powerful than the computers that sat on our desks 15 years ago in our pockets at all times. Like, crazy shit. We're fucking shooting spaceships into space and then landing them back on Earth. But you think that, like, the issues that the climate is going to bring about, we aren't going to be able to, like, deal with? I just don't think that that's You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are going to have to move away from the coastlines. Sure, but that's what has always happened.
Okay, but
and even if it's been
if
through
we
a
can prevent
longer...
this stuff, baby girl, then we should at
You
least
can't
do
prevent
it.
it.
But we actually can. We have the power as
I don't-
humans to do this stuff.
And
it's a matter of fact that we don't want to because it all goes back to fucking politics and money. And you know
how do you
that's
prevent
true.
it? How do you prevent it?
What do you mean? The whole world has to sing Kumbaya and work fucking together, not be against each other. But I don't know how we can actually get to that point because we're so
The whole world doesn't want to work together and be kumbaya with each other. Though,
well, yeah, didn't you see that movie Don't Look Up? I saw
Yeah,
it.
it's a
I
great
loved
movie.
it.
It's a great
I thought it
movie.
was a great
I thought it was a great
think-piece
reflection of the
commentary.
time. I thought it was
I agree
because
because the motherfucking right does not like to listen to science.
What do you mean? That was the left that would they were.
Bitch, that was the
Yeah,
right. They
for
were showing
sure.
the right.
That dumb woke
I don't
bitch
think
up
we
at the
watched
top
the
of
right
things?
movie.
Are you
talking
kidding
about
me?
Jennifer
And Jonah
Lawrence?
Hill?
Are you talking about Jennifer Lawrence?
The president?
The president and Jonah Hill were representing the right. I hope you know that. I hope you know that.
What? They were representing stupid
She was
fucking
wearing
politicians,
red,
right
bitch.
or left.
No, they were representing the right side.
They were representing politics as a whole.
But I feel like that one part where Meryl Streep was like, I need a cigarette or something, or smoking. I feel like that was going to like the left side and taking a jab at Hillary Clinton, trying to be popular with that Pokemon go to the polls shit. But that's just my hot take on it. At the end, I still feel like they were taking jabs at kind of like the Trump presidency a little bit and using all that sign stuff
I guess
against them. Because they kind of were.
What sign stuff?
You know, like that the whole world was ending, but they were focusing mainly on Leonardo DiCaprio's character because he was like such a cutie. They weren't really focusing to Jennifer Lawrence or what she had to say, like her character. That was literally one of the commentary things on it, was that her character was trying to deliver the science. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody believed her because she wasn't of anyone relevant, supposedly. And then look what ended up happening. The whole world died and decimated, whatever.
I know, that was a
because they listened
crazy
to the
ending.
president.
That was a crazy ending because I'm so used
And
to
I believe,
movies having a good
I believe
ending.
all that shit exists.
Me
I
too,
believe they have
dude.
a secret thing.
Jeff Bezos
for
would definitely
certain
want to mine
oh,
that fucking
bitch.
asteroid. Come on now. Him and Elon Musk could be teaming up like we could do.
You mean
we could
Tim
really do
Cook?
this.
Isn't
We
that
could
his
really
name?
do this.
That was Tim
What?
Cook, bitch. That was Tim Cook, that
Who's
old
Tim-
guy.
who?
The new guy of Apple.
Oh no, that'd be Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk.
No,
for sure.
that was, and they're gonna
No,
be
I
there.
think
the
Elon
three
Musk
of
is
them.
smarter than that.
No, Apple, Tesla, and Amazon will be there when things get worse, and we're gonna see what they do. Because little old Elon is trying. I don't even want to get into the
I
thick
love
of it. I
Elon.
don't give a fuck. You already know where I stand
Elon's
on that.
the
He's
savior.
a fucking stupid ass.
Hate him or love him, he's advancing. You want to talk about fucking sustainability and shit? What the fuck are you talking about? He's a stupid ass,
He's not
bro.
done shit for
What?
it. So
You
there
are
was
a
stuff I found that
psychopath.
the last time we talked about this, I had actually found things, and I'm gonna have to look for them again. Where it discredited your little thing, where he's
What?
a self-made millionaire, bitch, because he's not.
He literally invented
He's
PayPal.
not. I don't care.
He
He's not.
is.
Oh my god!
He
Don't
went
make
to
me
school
look
in
for this
Canada.
right now, bitch.
I read his biography.
And that's cute.
I'll read it again
That's
just
cute,
to prove
but
you
there's
wrong.
other
I'll fucking
stuff that
highlight and take
happens
notes.
outside of
Don't
someone's
fuck.
biography, bitch. Not
I don't
those
give a
things.
fuck. What? Just because you grew up in a cult?
So I grew up in the nice streets of LA where I was open
nice
to
streets.
reality. I wasn't in anyone's bubble of things. I saw things for how they were and how they were fucking portrayed to me. And how they were
Alright.
portrayed to me was that the rich motherfuckers are always eating good and us little bitches are not. We're fighting and surviving every day. And that's exactly
Alright.
how it is.
Well, they want. I think that people want those groups. I don't know. You know, this is
you don't
This is
know.
going to weird
You
parts.
don't know.
This is going to weird places.
I think it's because I'm drunk and I'm just rambling.
What's your favorite board game?
Oh my god, I asked my client this earlier. Is that grammatically correct?
I asked my client this earlier. Yep, that's grammatically correct. Yeah. What did your client say?
I don't think he said anything. He was like, I don't know. I mean, oops.
Yeah.
They don't know. And I was like, I like Uno. Uno's fun because you can just
It's a card
throw
game.
those
It's
wild
not a
cards
board
at
game.
people, reverse, and they get
Yeah.
mad. I'm very petty. Shout out to Julio. Sorry, Julio. You know, me and Jackie be getting on your ass because we supposedly make the rules, but we don't. You know, what's that rule in Uno where if you can stack, right? Can you stack?
Honestly,
Do you
I
stack?
barely play Uno,
Oh.
so I don't really know the rule. I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah, if you play Uno, it's a universal thing that you stack on top of someone else's stack if you want to fuck someone else over. apparently you can't stack. But if you play Uno correctly, fuck, you can.
No, the official rules of Uno do not allow you to stack, draw
But we
2
do.
cards, or draw 4
That's
cards.
so boring if you don't stack. It spices it up and it elevates the game.
Yeah, but yeah, sure. That's just like Monopoly, though. Like when we play Monopoly, we play it like a quicker way, where like
God,
every time you pass
He
go.
plays Monopoly.
Monopoly's fire. What do you mean, bro? Monopoly's amazing.
So now you know
What's your favorite
where
board
he
game?
stands on
Uno?
capitalism. He's clearly
Is
for
your favorite
capitalism, and
favorite
he's not
board game
anti.
Uno?
My favorite board game is actually Sorry, because I'm a bitch. And
Sorry, really?
I will be like,
Damn.
sorry, and boop your ass all the way to the beginning.
How about you fuck with Clue? You ever
Oh,
play
I
Clue?
don't. You have to tell like people's poker faces, huh? Like if they are or not, or something like that. You have to ask questions. I'm not.
No,
good
you
at that.
basically find out who the killer is, and like it's like a more dynamic game than it seems like on the surface. But Clue is a fuck, dude. I feel like board games in this like technological age are gonna have a crazy like fire comeback. You know what I'm saying?
No, because we like technology so much, it's up our fucking asses. I don't honestly think, unless they find some way to incorporate technology into a fucking board game, will board games ever become popular again.
How about like that one where it's
My
like you flip
humbly
the
opinion.
phone?
I mean, bitch, that's not even a fucking board game. That's Heads Up? Is that
Yeah,
what it's called?
yeah, it's like, yeah. I suck at that shit, by the way.
It's a fun game. It gets
I'm
everyone...
terrible.
like, that game is interactive,
Very
for sure. It gets
engaging.
everyone involved in all this stuff.
Yeah,
Um...
that's not really a board game though. I feel like a board game is like a board.
Cody, I don't even know. I don't care. And
Okay.
so you know what's distracting me right now?
Okay, you fucking
Do you know what's distracting
tech
me right now?
junkie over there. What?
I keep getting
Your
messages.
phone? We're talking about board games while
guys-
you're glued to your phone.
You guys, I
This
don't
is
know what to
hilarious.
do. I honestly don't know what to do. I feel like I know the right choice, but I don't think I'm gonna make it, and
Oh no!
just so I can spice my life up.
Yeah, you're man. I shouldn't have let you do that second shot. I don't think. Uh-oh.
It's not even that.
It's not that.
I've been giving myself this test, I think, since last week. So I don't know if I told you
shit.
guys what's been going on. I told you guys my ex hit me back up.
Shout out to the ex.
There's like a whole story
Or
to
not.
this. You know, I'll fill you guys in, give you little bits and pieces here and there, but to catch you guys up, motherfucker blocked me and whatever. A couple months passed by and he messaged me. Did I know this was coming? I fucking knew this was coming from the get-go. As the moment he left my house and was all like, oh, we'll talk about it, and we didn't talk about it, and I got blocked and all this stuff, I know motherfucker was gonna come crawling back. So that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, oh shit. I'm sorry I said your name, but
I'll put a bleep.
you don't even have to. I don't think you have to.
Okay.
You know
What up?
why are you like this?
You think he listens?
I don't think
Or
so.
they?
I don't think they listen.
Okay.
I told him about it last week, and I told
What's their
him
Instagram so I can message him this
I
episode?
told him. Guess what I told him? I told him you were
What?
white.
For real?
He got mad.
He hates me?
He doesn't like white people.
Race? That's
Yeah.
racist.
No, like,
that's racist.
That's
Or
kind
not,
of
because it's based on power.
no. That's I mean
That's
yeah,
racist.
but that's kind of one of the things. Like when we first met, why he liked me was because I had cursed some white guy on the street because he was, I think, fighting. There we go again, me being a fucking hero. He was fighting some homeless guy, recording him again and saying some shit to him. And I was like, oh, that's not cute. We're in downtown LA. You know where you're at. You know where homeless is. And you know what they do. And you want to come over here and record, like, thinking you're funny? Shoot him out, cuss him out, whatever. Did what I had to, blah, blah, blah. After that, it was just like this whole thing, like, oh, activism stuff, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I think it was toxic activism. Whatever, besides the point. I already rambled off too much. Point is, he messaged me back and talking about, do I want to hang out? Do I want to do this stuff? I don't really know if I want to hang out with him. I don't know if I want to rekindle a friendship or attempt something with him because the first time, I mean, he was my man's or we were dating or whatever. And then the second time we were quote unquote friends. I don't
Right.
know what was going on. He still nutted in me raw. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay, I don't know. And then after that, I think he saw it as like, oh,
Were you taking
we're
birth
just-
control?
No, he
Oh
just
my
saw it as
God.
like,
wow.
yeah. So I got pregnant, but I
Lucky.
aborted because I have that choice.
So that's why. Okay, all right.
Thankfully, because I don't live in Texas. Fuck that. I lived in Cali, where they love us.
Mississippi too now.
They
apparently,
banned abortion in
yeah.
Mississippi.
So I heard this joke. This guy said on shout out to Kill Tony. It's a amazing comedy podcast. But this guy had a joke about it. He's like, the governor just said Mississippi is the safest state for unborn children. So his joke was basically like, so the best thing about Mississippi is that it's amazing for people, but only if you're not born, or some shit. It was way funnier when he said it, but yeah, I think Mississippi might have banned it or something.
I'm
along
so
the lines.
sorry. I'm gonna have to listen to the podcast to hear you say that joke. 'Cause
No, it's okay.
I did not hear it.
I just had an interesting thought about homeless people, right? So do you know how Australia started out as a prison colony? Like they sent all the prisoners from England there.
You guys,
really?
I need to smoke a ciggy. I think I need
Ew.
to smoke a ciggy.
Wait. Hold that. Do you know how? So Australia started out as a prison colony. They sent all the prisoners from England to Australia to start a colony because they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so they kidnapped prisoners.
No. They
against
were
their
in
will,
prison. No, they
and then they
kidnapped
made them
them.
repopulate and all this stuff.
Kidnapped them.
for
They
the
were
sake
in
of
prison.
humanity.
They didn't have to kidnap them. They were in a cell already, you weirdo. So what I was thinking,
But
right?
were those rights written in place prior to be like, oh,
Dude,
yeah,
it was like
if someone's locked up and
1700.
blah blah blah.
You
well,
want to talk
that's
about
bad.
rights? It was like 1700. People
That's
are still
why we
murdering each
stand
other in the
today.
streets.
That's why we stand where
Stop
we stand today
talking.
because of white men.
Please
Because
stop
it's
talking.
In the 1700s, what was everywhere? Huh? White
Just
men.
quit. Just quit.
White
okay?
men.
I'm trying to make a point. So interesting thought, right? So what if instead of like there's a huge issue with homelessness, right, in America, obviously, right? Big cities, a lot of homeless people. So do you think they'd be opposed to, like, say Elon builds spaceships and wants to send people to Mars? What if we just send all the homeless people to Mars to start a new colony?
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Hey,
because
I'm just
why the
tossing
fuck
spaghetti
are
at
we
the
gonna
wall to
use
see if it sticks.
homeless people to go try out something new. We
Hey.
can save that for the dumb rich
Well,
bitches
no.
that want to go do that.
No.
I don't
So-
give a fuck.
So I was thinking, what if we just send them to a new continent or a new piece of land and let them start a new colony? But we can't because pretty much everywhere on the Earth. Maybe we send them to Antarctica. No, okay. I'm just. It's a joke.
So this is how you
It's a
think the
joke.
homeless problem would be solved?
No,
essentially?
I'm throwing ideas out there because they don't want to solve homelessness.
Yeah, so
it makes
I
them a
think-
lot of money.
I think a great way we can solve homelessness, for example, in like the city of LA, I think the mayor can, one thing for sure is get his head out of the fucking cops' ass. That's one place to start. Second is to look at the fucking budget of all the fucking
What do you
money he's depositing into the fucking cops and use that for the homelessness.
We
Use
talked
that
about
for the
this.
resources. Yeah, bitch, and
talked
I'm
about this
repeating and I'm
before.
telling you that's the only way homelessness is going to get solved.
No, we talked about this before. Their budget
yes.
for that is big enough to solve it, but they don't want to
No.
solve it.
No.
We talked about this.
I mean, yeah,
You don't
but I'm
remember
still
when we
saying,
talked about
I'm
this?
still, I think I
They
do,
don't need
but
to
I'm
take
still
money from
saying at the end-
anywhere.
No, they should stop
Come
putting
on.
as much money as they do into cops to militarize them and put it somewhere else.
You know how much money
Bitch.
Los Angeles
This bitch. I don't give a
taxes
shit.
their people, the people that live in Los Angeles and California as a whole.
I used to live there.
They have enough tax money to do whatever they want.
No,
Yes,
Cody.
they do.
No,
What
they
do you
don't.
mean? They don't want to
They're
fix
using it to
homelessness.
fix fucking freeways. They're using it to do
Good.
giving
First
these
off,
motherfuckers Teslas.
you don't need to fix
Why are you gonna
freeways in
give cops
California.
fucking Tesla cars? Oh, because they're in a downtown or something? Kiss my ass. Another thing to the cop, I don't know if you're listening, but who knows? Fuck the cop that me and my friend flipped off on our way to the dispensary, and he tried chasing us, showing his badge and shit like a corrupt motherfucker.
$1
he
billion
was.
to combat homelessness.
No,
you don't think
no,
that's
no, no.
enough?
No. So you see this hydro
Stop.
flask? This hydro flask may or may not have threatened a fucking cop without knowing they were a cop.
You're an
and
actual
that
psychopath.
said so cop tried chasing us. And you know what me and my friend did? Outdrove that fucking cop.
That's a threat.
And no, he's actually corrupt for that because why are you gonna go waving around your fucking badge when you're not even on fucking duty, bitch? Trying to be like, oh, I'm a cop and I can cut you off. Psych, bitch. You are a fucking citizen like everyone else, and then you are a fucking cop
Public servant.
upholding that.
Public
so
servant.
you can lick my balls, and I will gladly do
That
that
cop
again
works
to
for
another
you.
cop. So I don't give a fuck.
That cop works for you. Hey, I had a run-in with the cops this morning, actually.
And what
interestingly
happened?
enough.
You were polite, and they did nothing, and they
Well,
didn't
no, so-
shoot you, and they didn't tell you to put your hands up in the air.
So I was driving to work this morning. Trina. So this is a little bit of a work story. But Trina.
See, something did happen, and he's over here holding back.
Yeah, no, actually, I just didn't think of it because whatever, it's just everyday life. But Trina called off because her pipes were frozen, so she couldn't come to work. Oh my god. So she texted me when I woke up, and Brian called me when I was driving to work, and it was like 6:20. That motherfucker opened the door for some reason, even though his dumbass doesn't have a code. He should have known the alarm was on. He opened the door, and the alarm's blaring.
This is where we cross over. I think I was hearing something about this at my work.
So
too.
the alarm's blaring in the background, and he calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, Cody, what? I opened the door, nobody's here, yada yada." So I give him my code, and I swear to God, it took this motherfucker 15 times before I told him my code to actually get it right. So then I get to work, and I start running the batches, and fucking 3 cops walk in the door, and they're like,
"Shut up!"
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, like the alarm is going off. We just want to come and check everything out." But the funny part is, like, it was all good. I just gave them my ID for them to confirm who I was or whatever, and then they got there like an hour after the alarm was going off. So people would have had whatever they wanted in that warehouse cleared the fuck out by the time them cops got there. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I would have been scared for poor Brian, because if you weren't there, who knows what they would have done.
Stop.
You know, those
cops were really nice. They were really good guys.
What were they, Cody? You mind telling me?
They were really good guys. It doesn't matter.
But what was their ethnicity?
It really doesn't matter.
Come on.
You really want to know?
They were white?
2 of them were Asian. 1 of them was white.
Okay.
So what? So what?
Interesting.
And what if I was lying?
And I'm just
what if
saying,
all 3 of them were Polynesian?
But hear me out.
Huh?
Historically,
huh?
What do Asians do?
What if they were all Irish?
What do Asians do towards black people?
Eat dogs and shit.
Huh? What do Asians do towards black people? They grab their fucking phones quick, and, you know, they dial, and they're like, I don't know what this fucker's doing. Come help. Same as a white person.
Is that racist?
So, I don't think that's racist, because literally I'm not saying historically, but from where I've lived and from what my brothers and sisters have told me.
Can an Asian person be racist to a black person?
Bitch, yes. What are you talking about? Minorities can 100%
but aren't they on the same power levels?
Yes, and that's why it's stupid when there's these things against minorities.
I think Asians are better off than white people in this country.
Bitch, no. That's what you would like to think, but I don't think so.
Do you know about the whole Harvard thing?
I feel like we've probably talked about this, or you've tried bringing it up. I don't know. Let me entertain you. What's the Harvard thing?
Or it was some schools like Harvard, Princeton, one of them Ivy League schools. They literally had to write something in to their program because of the whole diversity thing. Whenever you have to have a certain amount of groups, there was too many Asian people getting in, so they had to limit the amount of Asian people that were getting in. So like went against their whole inclusion and diversity thing. It was like this.
Well, I mean, good too. That's what fucking universities get in the fucking first place, for having us to essentially cherry
stupid
pick
inclusion rules.
No, shut up. And essentially fucking make us write out our fucking trauma again. Make us do all that shit just for the sakes and hopes of getting in. Like, it's stupid. Literally, when I applied, bro,
it should be hard to get into college.
No, it shouldn't. Everyone should be entitled to fucking education. And after being in college for 4 years, like at an actual fucking institution, because I did my time in community college first too. Keep in mind, I got into my 4 years right away too, but I decided to take that route because it was cheaper. And what do you know? I ended up finding out it was the same fucking education, if not the education I got from community college, where I had some of the most passionate teachers. I did not get the same thing at at an institution like a fucking 4-year school. So yeah, I don't think schools like that, schools that 4-year fucking schools should be having strict requirements to the point where people are fucking saying their traumas and all this stuff just because they can't get. What? Yes, motherfucker. Where? When I applied to colleges and all that, the letters of recommendation and the letters we had to write in general what the fuck is that word? Not explain, but like we'd have to basically amp on what happened to us growing up, just so then also they
give
could
a background of why they think you.
Yeah, just give a background of like, you know, how we got here and all this stuff. And if we don't write those backgrounds, there's a pretty big chance that we won't get accepted because of that. Yeah. And I can name a few people off the top of my head from my friends at school.
Did they not get accepted?
No, where they got accepted, but they didn't have good grades and all this stuff. But they got in solely because of the fact where they came from, what their background was. They were able to explain why they weren't able to get good grades. They explained why their test scores were low or what the fuck was the reasoning. Obviously, not everyone was like that. There were so many other people that had great test scores, that had all this shit. They didn't have to include their trauma. They weren't white either. They were Hispanic. But, you know, obviously, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to get in because of their fucking last name. being some type of Hispanic shit or whatnot. And that's the truth. Colleges want that
Is
little.
Beltran a Hispanic name?
Yes, it is.
Really?
And Andres, but people love to say
Andres.
Andre, or they love to say Andres. Like it's stupid, and I have to go and correct them. It's Andres.
Yeah, but what if they can't roll their R's?
And I'm like, well, you say Andres or nothing, or not. I don't want to hear Andy, all this dumb shit. You're gonna say Andres, and you're gonna learn how to roll your
Really?
fucking R's. Yes.
I have a friend who's from Ecuador, and his name's Andres, and I call him Andy all the time.
Because he loves the what is it called?
Because he grew up in a hick town, and
No,
and
not
he
even
chews
that.
dip, and he's in the army.
Because he loves. Oh, perfect. He's been brainwashed. I don't even have to say more. You did it for me.
I know.
was gonna
I knew where
the
you were fucking
fetishization
going.
of
you
fucking
stupid
white
bitch.
culture. He wants
I
to be
know.
there. He wants to be. I work for the white
No,
man.
because it's
I
not that
for
big
my
of a deal
country.
to him.
No, bitch, because
It's not
it
that
is.
big of a deal.
Don't even get me
That's
started.
why.
There's a lot of
choose
Hispanics
for
or
that to be a
whatever
big deal
in
or
that
not.
culture that want to be like, oh, fuck my people up the ass big time. And I'm going to go with Uncle Tom. I'm going to go with all my
What?
my Jerrys and Karens and all this shit. I fuck all the Julios, all the fucking... What's another Spanish
First
name?
off, I don't think Karens are allowed to be in the
Maria,
military
fuck all
anymore.
that names. They don't give a fuck about their people. Once they move here, they give a fuck about the country that they're in. Why am I gonna give a fuck about my old people, all the Mexicans, all that?
He's not Mexican.
Salvadorians.
He's South
Fuck all-
American.
Fuck all the Ecuadorians. Fuck all that shit. Literally, that's what some people go through once they come to a new country, and that shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't.
No, that's just a whole argument that I think you just made up kind of
I
in
don't
your
think
head
so.
a
No,
little bit.
that's
And
an
maybe-
actual
listen,
thing of
listen.
things, Cody, where people that are not Caucasian and they want to assimilate
Okay.
with the majority. That's what they do.
No, maybe that does hold some ground for sure,
This
but
bitch
you
saying
can't generalize that to every single person.
And I'm not generalizing
Because
it, though,
some
but
people
I'm
just
saying
don't
it
care
is what
that
happens.
much if their good friends call them a shortened version of their name. Like, would you like if I started calling you
Bitch,
Andy?
you're
would
missing
you
the
really care?
point. That's besides the fucking point. I'm saying once someone from another culture or something moves to the United States, immediately they forget about the culture. And obviously their
He didn't
culture
move here.
Bitch.
His parents have lived here for generations. He's
Bitch.
more American
Well,
than
then,
he is Ecuadorian.
okay, so then he's not Ecuadorian. So then he don't even say he's Ecuadorian. He's American, if anything. He's out of touch with his fucking
But
past.
you
and-
didn't move here from Mexico, did you?
Okay, but I doesn't mean I'm disregarding my culture and I'm not
But that's still his
going into my
culture.
culture. But is he actually like looking into it? Is he actually
knows what he
trying to
is.
pass it down? Okay,
And he
but
talks
there's
about
much
it to
more
me,
than that. than
because
just
apparently
talking about
Ecuadorians
it.
have the biggest dicks on earth or some shit.
Okay,
so he
and
loves
that's not
talking
even a
about
valid
that.
point.
Shout out to
You're
Andy.
ridiculous. Fuck Andy, and Andy. It sounds like you got a small dick, and you need to show me. If you got a big
You need
dick,
to
please
show-
show me. So
Oh shit!
So
I'm
that's
gonna tell him to
another
listen to this
topic.
episode just for that.
yeah, that's another thing. You got. Oh my god, I'm still on. I didn't even get. What were we
I'm
talking
I'm
about?
refilling this wine
We
glass.
started into this.
I don't even know what it was.
I'm gonna take over
Board
really
games.
fast,
Yeah,
you guys,
take over.
before he refills. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me on the fucking Instagram at You're Wrong Pod. Is there an underscore in there? No. So no underscore at You're Wrong Pod Instagram. Let me know. You know, should I go talk to this fool again? Should I go hang out with him, or should I just be mature about things and just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to continue this. But see, I don't know. There's like, I don't know if that's like the devil's advocate in me where I'm just like, oh, you know, give it a shot. Who knows what can happen? I think I was telling myself, third time is a charm. But see, I'm not entirely sure if the last time we spoke was the third time or if this is the third time. And I've already kind of goofed up with messaging him, like replying back. As in terms of making plans tomorrow. So by the time you guys hear this, we could have already probably hung it out and, you know, been nasty. So I just want to put that out there though. Because no one should ever go back to their ex. That shit's not cute. I mean, not to hurt anyone's feelings, but I wouldn't consider, I guess, him an ex. We were dating for like, I see that. I'm like looking at it. It's like slushy. Where'd you have it?
In the freezer, I didn't know it froze.
Bitch. I haven't even finished this. But yeah. I feel like I'm just venting and it's so funny. So maybe I might go hang out with him after this podcast, and I might be asking him what is he doing right now.
Oh no. What's going on over here? What did I miss?
And I feel like it's the juice getting to me, but no, and it's funny because so he's like offline, and then when I message him, it shows him getting online immediately. Look, and he's not even less than a second. Oh my god, I'm putting my phone down. So yeah, guys, right now I'm at a crossroad again where I was last year. If I want to talk to him again, and when I talked to him again last time, sure, things were great, but damn, things ended up just like they did the first time. So will I do it again? Will I hang out with him again? I don't know. Stay tuned for next week when you guys will find out if I did.
Yeah.
But fuck me.
What else do you want to talk about? Oh, have you ever died in a dream?
I feel like multiple times, but
Really?
it's like zombie dreams, and usually when that happens, I wake up right away.
Like right when you die?
But I still remember pretty much the build up to all of it, and it's so... I just wake up scared as shit, just sweating. And when I have nightmares, I'm sweating a lot when I wake up, and it's weird. I actually haven't had a nightmare recently, so that's good.
So
or a zombie dream.
You've died in dreams multiple times?
Yeah, zombie
Really?
stuff. And I looked it up. I think having dreams like that in general or nightmares is like a guilt thing or something,
Maybe,
or
yeah.
there's something that you have in your conscious that you're not talking out or whatever. So I 100% agree with that.
Right.
I mean, like right now I have a clear fucking mind and I haven't dealt with anything, but then again, I go to sleep high as fuck to make sure
that
that doesn't
definitely
happen.
messes with your sleep cycles and like you're getting into dream states for sure. Because I noticed.
No, I make sure that when I go to sleep, I'm smoking because I don't care. Like I don't.
Right.
I'm not trying to have anything happen in my
Right.
dreams.
Dude, one time, so I never died in my dreams for the longest time, but I would come close to dying, but I would always wake up before it. And then one time I got straight shot in the face in my dream and died and woke up. I still remember it to this day because it was the weirdest thing ever.
Who
Because
was the shooter?
some random guy, and I wrote it down somewhere because I used to write down all my dreams. But it was the craziest thing. Like I didn't know he was gonna shoot me, but I turned around and he pulled a gun out and shot me just straight in the face. And I woke up and I just remember being so perplexed, like, what the fuck? Because every other time I would come close to dying, but I would wake up before the actual act of whatever it was that killed me happened. And I was just like, I remember thinking about it for days after, like, what does that mean? Like, it's so interesting to think about what dreams mean.
Yeah, I notice when a lot of things are like, oh, I keep burping. When it's just anything negative, I know it has something to do with your conscious. It's just something you're thinking about that you're not expressing or saying to someone, and then it just manifests itself into dreams. I don't know why though. Mine always come out to zombies. I think that's just because that's something like I am actually scared of. Like if I go to,
don't you play that zombie game all the time though?
No, like I'll play Call of Duty Zombies and all that stuff. But like even I love zombie movies. That's my thing. Like I love The Walking Dead, Dawn of the Dead, all that stuff. I grew up on that shit.
Shaun of the Dead. Have you ever seen that?
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite comedies too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think for me, just because maybe that I think I consider that scary, that's what links itself to my fucking guilt and then manifests itself into dreams. I don't know. But point is, when I have those dreams, everyone in my dream dies off one by one, and then it's me. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if there's something going on there where I mean, I know I'm scared of dying, so
maybe
I know
that means
that's
you're
one
a
thing,
survivor.
I mean, yeah, I've always said that every time I'm breathing, I'm just surviving. And I hope I get to the point where I can just actually live and relax and not have to worry about the next day. But right now, that's where I'm at.
Damn.
Survival mode for the last 24 years.
Oh, my God.
And it's tiring.
Really? Even as a child?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can
survival
go...
mode?
Me and my siblings can get together and do a fucking TED Talk of how we grew up.
Really?
And we can dump out all our trauma. But obviously, that's not what we're here for. But yes... Since I was a small bean, I've just been...
You have siblings?
What's next? Oh, yeah, you don't know that, huh?
No.
I feel like you don't know that much about me, too.
I don't.
Yeah, I have 4 sisters.
Are you older, younger?
I would say... Well, I mean, I guess I don't give a fuck. They don't care either. My older sister is actually my aunt. And so I'm basically the oldest from my 3 sisters. But we consider our aunt our sister too. So we're like, she's the oldest. Right. But theoretically, I am.
Right.
And that's a whole set of issues in itself, motherfucker. I'm not trying to get into that right now.
Yeah. No, I just never knew that you had siblings.
Yeah, and I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, I have siblings, and I may not have said that, but I do. Yeah, I have sisters, and they're great. They're awesome.
All sisters?
All sisters.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's interesting. I wonder how that... Do you think
growing up, it was
I was going to say,
bad.
Do you think that affects like the way that you grow up?
Oh, 100%. I honestly think that has a lot to do... I don't know. I don't want to get into all of that, but I think for sure sexuality does have a thing in that too. But also it's a good thing too because of how I treat women. I mean, growing up, I didn't have the greatest examples of that. But after that, I mean, for myself, I'm able to distinguish now that I'm older, what is a good way of treating, women and what to do and what not to do.
Right.
So I'm glad I can distinguish that. But when I was growing up, I didn't have none of that guidance. I didn't have a male presence. And that's why I make it a thing where I'm like, you don't need a male presence or someone like teaching you when you're growing up to have a great life or to know how to take care of yourself. I didn't have a guy teaching me how to shave.
You don't think you do?
No, I don't think so. I was just fine learning all that stuff on my own. Yeah, it's independence and stuff. Yeah. Or it's great to have that around too. If I had a dad, I'm sure it would have turned out different. But I didn't, and I still think at the end of the day, I'm still able to do things to take care of myself and manage myself great.
Yeah.
Like, there's things like girls don't know how to change tires. They don't know how to... But that's obviously not just a gender thing. Do guys know how to do it? Yeah, because, guys are more into the nitty-gritty things.
I mean, you just look up a YouTube video at this point.
YouTube vids too, and that's honestly how I pretty much trained myself or taught myself these things.
Figure that shit out, honestly.
Like, I remember when I was young, Googling these fucking questions like, oh, what's the right way to shave? Is it like against the grain or towards the... So there's things like that I'm still fucking...
What's the right way?
I don't know. Whichever way is easier to get out the fucking hair, because I use an electric and sometimes going like with it is hard and then going against it gets it off. But I don't fucking know that argument. Right. But even then, there's a lot of things that in general that guys make the arguments that they want to be there for their sons and shit to make them into a man when they're older. Motherfucker, you ain't shit at the end of the day. I don't know how to explain it. No, and it's true because I don't know. I'm talking in specifics too about that coworker we had at the warehouse, where he would say that he doesn't want his daughter to turn out into a slut, but he's okay with his son fucking girls and doing all this shit. Yeah, and that's the double standard that males literally live by, and it's a thing. Like it's dead ass a thing where
that's 100%
where guys are so we're as a society we're so overprotective of females, but yet we let guys do all these things at such a young age. And I can call it and I can say that from experience.
But I think that's a natural instinct.
But it's bad and it shouldn't be a
thing
because
we all have mothers.
No,
I feel like we're all pretty protective of our mothers.
No, but at the end of the day, I still feel like it's the parents' responsibility and due diligence to treat that kid as a kid and not just the fucking gender because they're a boy, they can do X, Y, and Z. Because they're a girl, they can't do this and that. I know for me when I was young and when I wanted to go out and shit, they would let me. There would be some restrictions, but my grandma would let me without a doubt. If my sisters wanted to go, a whole different story. Right. They would have to say all these things to go out. They'd have to make these promises and shit. They'd have to clean and stuff. But hey, when the only boy or whatever wants to go out and shit, so be it. Let him. Don't let him clean. Don't let him do all these things. And it is a thing that,
cleaning and... so they have to do things before they left?
Yes and no. Like, so, for example, they'd even have to clean in general, and I wouldn't even have to get told to clean. I'd be like, yeah, go fucking clean. And I'm so sorry, sissies, that you guys have to clean and stuff, but damn, shit, work smart, not hard, right, bitches? So that was my mentality growing up. Yeah, I'd get away with it because I was a guy, and they were girls, and they'd have to do all these things, and I wouldn't. So, yeah, that 100% exists.
So I thought you were going down the path of like they were fine with you going out because they didn't like I don't want to say
we're not worried. Yeah,
they
it's
weren't
the same
as worried.
thing. No, that was the thing too where they wouldn't worry. But
so
as
that's
much as
natural,
things
though.
that can happen to them, it can happen to me as well.
Yeah,
Just because,
but-
I'm a guy and I can defend myself because, I have more testosterone or I have muscle to a certain extent. That's bullshit. Anything can happen to anyone.
But the chances of something happening to you are definitely. I mean, come on, you can agree with me that it's less.
Well, it's less, because I'm not a
guy
girl.
walking down the street is less. Has a less chance of something bad
being
happening
targeted-
to them
well,
than
and
a girl walking alone down the street.
Yes
I mean,
and
you know
no,
what I mean?
because we can argue the fact that a guy can get mugged for something, whereas a girl
Right.
can get mugged and she'll get physically assaulted too. But hey, that can happen to a guy too. Just because it doesn't happen, it does happen.
Well, I'm
And
just saying
just
that.
because we don't have the data for it, I get it. But
Yeah.
that shit still happens.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, culturally and societally, people do treat guys and girls differently in public like that.
Yeah, because of how
So you can
how
disagree
big
with
they
that.
are or how
Yeah,
much
yeah,
they
so
weigh.
you can
I
disagree
100%
with
agree
that.
with it.
Yeah,
So I don't know who
right.
disagrees with it, boo boo.
Well, I don't know. I think I was implying something that you weren't implying. Maybe.
And I wasn't.
Okay. Well, hey, all right.
So all
okay.
I know is that we have gender stereotypes that we need to break down as a society. And that's why I'm so glad for our generation.
I think that gender
speaking up on
stereotypes are
things.
natural, though.
Well, because
They're
we've been
natural.
so stuck to the status quo, and that's why we're fighting it.
Because
we're
it's
doing
human
these things.
nature, though.
And that's the bad part of it.
I don't
Just
think
because
it's bad, though.
Bruh.
It's not bad or good, though. Like, I think
we should
you
be
don't-
allowed
you
to
don't
do
have
whatever
be-
we want. We shouldn't
Yeah.
just subject.
You don't have to be your stereotype, but if you allow other people, the way that other people see you to affect the way that you act, that's more on you.
Of course, but then
It's more
also
on you.
society as a whole shouldn't just be attacking someone because they want to go against the status quo. That's not the whole point of living. The whole point
Sure,
of
they
living
shouldn't
is
be
enjoying
attacking
your
them.
fucking life, minding your own fucking business, and just living your own life to the fucking fullest. Why are you gonna give a fuck if someone wants to fuck ass and you don't? You want to fuck a pussy.
So why are
Hey.
you gonna give a fuck if somebody wants to give a fuck about you wanting to fuck?
Because why
do
are
you
they
care,
giving
though?
a fuck that I'm fucking something else that isn't what they're comfortable
Yeah,
to
but-
fucking? That's none of their business, though. Do you see what I'm
agree.
saying?
100% agree.
Okay, then.
but
So then I
you-
have a right to be upset because
Sure.
stick your nose where it belongs. You shouldn't be
Sure.
sticking your nose in queer fucking business if you're not a fucking queer. Yes or no?
No, for sure.
Okay.
Yes, but you allow their view of things to affect your life in that way, though.
But I'm not.
I right or
I'm
wrong?
not letting it cloud that, and I'm not letting it affect me. However, I am going to call out and correct it because everyone should be called out and corrected if they're doing something wrong. And that does go back to how we see things as individuals, whether it's right or wrong. But no, at the end of the day, someone for choosing their sexual orientation or their gender, how they want to dress, all these things, they shouldn't be attacked by society because they want to do these things or because it makes them feel comfortable. Yeah, everyone's going to have their criticisms. And yeah, we all have to learn how to deal with all that shit. But it still shouldn't be something where it's like, oh yeah, fuck them because they do this and this and this. And that's just how it is. And if they get offended, so what? That shouldn't be a thing though, because...
Sure.
Obviously, if roles were reversed, and sadly they're not, but if straights were in that fucking category, and I already see it sometimes where straight people try and make that argument where it's like, oh, that's fucked up because, oh, what if it was a gay person? But it's always been that way, where it's that, oh, what if it's the queer people that it's getting done to, and they feel that type of way? It's always been like that. So it's never been where people are getting the role switched to them and they want to see how it feels. They can't take it. They immediately go to the, oh yeah, how would you guys like it? Bitch, we've been knowing. We've been dealing with it.
Sure.
So then when it's your guys' turn, you guys want to act up and say, like, oh, when there's bi visibility month or gay rights and all this shit. Oh, can we have a straight month? Can we have all this shit? You guys already fucking do. Every single fucking day when you're breathing.
That's it, yeah.
That's arguments I hear
sure.
all the time, and that's just an example of it.
I
So
agree.
that's why I'm
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
yeah, we do have a right to get riled up and get pissed off about that because we hear things like that, and it's stupid.
So that's true. But this could be something that you could pick apart because you could say, you know, my place in society or culture as a white male or whatever doesn't allow me to feel like what. So my point of view is like nothing is really offensive unless you let it be offensive to you. Like, you choose to be offended by things. So like people could say,
but it goes back to, and I don't want to cut you off, sorry, but it's with the intent. It all goes back to the intent. If there's hate with the intent, or if there's something that's not good, it goes back to that. It doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter unless you let it affect you. Like, that person's going to tear themselves apart if they have hate in their heart, no matter what. So you pointing it out or not pointing it out might change the fact that they're going to tear themselves apart, or it might not. But if you let it affect you in a negative way, then you make that choice to let it affect you in a negative
that's
way.
The whole
like, do you
point.
See what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah, but that's the whole point of change, though. That's the whole point of anything.
Like, changing that person, or
not changing
yourself?
the person, but just sticking up for yourself in general and saying something. What if your kid's gay? Are you gonna give them the advice? Oh, if someone's calling you a faggot or a queer, every day that you go into work or you go into class or something, every hour they're picking on you or something, you want them just to go by the advice of don't let it affect you. If you give into it, it's just gonna bother you. But imagine hearing that every fucking day and not being able to do anything, but just ignore it. That's not okay. You have to justify it, and you have to say something. Speak up and defend yourself. Once you do that, whatever. If they don't fucking listen, that's fine. Fuck them up. That's all I can say. And that's me painting a picture for you. So if you had a kid that's gay, how would you feel giving them that advice?
This is interesting. So if I had a kid that was gay, I would make sure that I do the best that I can to make them feel comfortable in their own skin, no matter the situation.
Yeah.
So that if somebody's trying to offend them or say stupid shit about them, because I had people that picked on me in high school, but the best way that I found to like go against that was to like just pick on myself alongside with them. It was never physical.
But that's not good, because no one should be belittling themselves.
But that what do you mean? But I know what I am, though.
But why pick on yourself?
I know what I am.
But why pick
because
on
I know what I am. It doesn't matter what these people think I am. I know what I am.
So do you mind me asking, what were they picking?
They made fun of the way that I dress. They said I look fucking gay and shit like that and all that.
And that's
you can say whatever you want
about
me, but I'm going to do what I want to no matter what, because I know who I am deep down. Like, I don't need these other people's viewpoints to affect me.
Cody, it goes back to toxic masculinity because of how they felt. And you can say no or not, but you're a fashion major.
Yeah, sure.
You dress nice. All these things, bitch. You got nice clothes. That's why we bonded, honestly. I'm like, okay, he dresses cool. I fucks with that. But it goes back to toxic masculinity, because how guys are in general, when guys fucking shower themselves, groom themselves, do their nails, fucking get haircuts on the regular, worry about their eyebrows or their appearance or something, they're considered gay, they're considered feminine, they're considered all these fucking things. Why? Because of the status quo. Because why? Because society has told us guys don't do that. Guys don't like to look after themselves. Bitch, that's a fucking lie. So you want me to walk around with a fucking unibrow? You want me to walk around with a crusty nose? You want me to walk around with calluses on my feet? You want me to walk around with nasty ass hands? You want me to walk around with fucking not clean clothes, not smelling good? Why? Because that's manly? That's fucking stupid. But that goes back to your fucking thing where people were picking on you when you were in high school, baby girl, because you were dressing nice. You were dressing good. You were dressing better than these motherfuckers. No, you were dressing better, and they didn't like that.
I agree, for sure.
It's literally that, and it goes back to that.
But it's because it was different, though. But that's not my... Okay, that's... Sure. And that
Don't disregard it, because that's exactly what happened.
I'm not disregarding it, for sure. And I was dressing better because I'm fucking fly as fuck, and I know that. But... Like, that's not my argument, though. Like, my argument is
argument is
they can say whatever they want to say about me, but you let that affect the way that you feel about you deep down. Like, if you already know who you are, it doesn't matter what the fuck other people say about you, because you know who you are. So that's what I was saying in that example that you gave about if I had a gay child, I would do the best that I could with making them feel comfortable in the person, comfortable in their own skin, with who they were, and letting them know that it doesn't matter what other people say about you, because, like, if you know who you are deep down, that doesn't affect you at all. They can say whatever they want, but that's issues that they have with themselves more than that they have with you. Like, that's how I always looked at it. So...
But remember, not everyone's the same. And that's why people defend themselves.
For sure.
Some people aren't passive with things.
Yeah.
Some people take the approach where they're like, you're not going to keep fucking on me, or you're not going to keep doing this.
For sure.
Either way, I let you know how it is, by having a civil fucking argument with you, or I beat your ass until you get it and you learn not to call me a faggot,
Yeah, there's definitely different types of people that handle those situations a different type of way, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't think that people that are being targeted against or that are not of the majority, I don't think that they should just be letting things slide and just be like, oh yeah, just let it happen. It's okay. You know, I know deep down I'm a badass bitch. I'm bombing shit. What the fuck did this guy... Look at this shit, bitch. Look at this shit. Don't repeat it, but look at that shit. We live a block away from there. I'm just leaving it at that. I'm done.
Fuck if I get beat.
Why? Why? You bitch walk to my house.
Yeah, literally.
What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Because I'm gonna freeze my balls off. No.
Yeah, fuck all that shit.
No, yeah.
And I agree with what you're saying, and that's something that I've had to come to terms with. Like, not everybody is like me, and how passive that I deal with things and like shit like that, and I understand that. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't think like I always fall back to like
a lot of things are going to be hard for you, friend, just because you're used to the status quo. And I'm just going to be realistic.
Hard for me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything's hard
honestly,
for me.
And I'm just saying it from like when we talk and stuff, like, you know, you'll say you were on some side of things and then you change your viewpoints and stuff. It goes back to that. Like we've all just been conditioned to things where we're like, this is okay, this is not okay, or this may be okay and this may not be okay. I would be lying sitting here saying if I never, you know, done a lot of bad things that are considered controversial today and say I haven't done them, which I have.
Yeah, but you're not the person you were yesterday.
But it's hard. But it's
People are always
hard.
changing their viewpoints.
But it's literally hard to unlearn all that stuff. And then when you're seeing, you know, the actuality of things, of how things are, of how things go, it's a little more harder because then you're trying to also, you know, digest it down that, oh, maybe things aren't actually how I see them and maybe they're a little bit different or maybe there's a bigger picture to it. It's not just black and white shit. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I don't know.
Yeah,
this is one of them for sure.
What?
Motherfuckers cannot just be passive while, you know, stuff. And not even just using the LGBT community, for example. There's a lot of others, you know, there's disabled people, you know, fucking black people, all this stuff.
And that's why, and that's like the, well, that's why I was saying.
People will say the word, and I'm sorry for saying it, but people will say the word retarded, and then they'll get offended because someone said that word. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, you aren't that word, and you won't find it offensive to you, but someone who is will find it offensive. And that's what it goes back to. How is someone who is, you know, disabled going to distinguish the fact that, oh, someone's calling me a retard, but I know deep down in my soul that I'm a great person? They can't do that. Some people do not have that intellectual capacity to fucking do that, you know?
Well,
so that's why it goes back to, I don't think people...
And I'm not saying that you should just have that intellectual capacity or fortitude or
or
whatever
they shouldn't be
inside
passive,
of you.
though. They shouldn't. No one should just be passive. If they can, you know, stick up for themselves and at least say, like, oh, that's not right type of shit, and they do that, that's fine. As far as what happens next, I don't know. But educating should always be a fucking thing. No one should just be going off the willy-nillys, name-calling, saying all this shit because they feel like it's their right to do so. Yeah, it's your right to do so, but bitch, it's the other person's right as well to fucking check you.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
like,
for sure. Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Right. Well, I'm just saying how that affects you, like, you know, and that's true.
Yeah, and I mean, hey,
different things do affect people differently.
Let me tell you, I've worked at jobs where my clients have called me under every name of the fucking book, and what can I do? I can't fuck them up. I can't beat them up.
But do you get anything out of that, even if you do, though?
No, but I educate them, and I do get something out of that. The fact that I'm making them aware of how things are, and it's not just how things were when they were growing up and people were teaching them these things or teaching them, oh, what's okay and what isn't. I'm so fucking glad that I get to be the person that gets to change, at least hopefully, their view on those things. If they're calling me faggot and all these things, I make it an effort to be like, oh yeah, I'm a faggot. And get ready, because when you get older, you may either be a faggot, your friends may be a faggot, or someone in your family's a faggot. Get used to that idea, because you're gonna see it everywhere. And that's just an example I would give my clients, because a lot of my clients would struggle with that. They'd struggle with their sexuality and shit, but yet they'd be projecting their own insecurities onto the fucking other staff, calling them queer, all this shit.
Right. Well, that's sort of what my argument goes back to, is the fact that, like, like you're always projecting when you're that type of person that's like hating on somebody else, like, and that's an issue that you have to deal with in yourself, and your view, and like I see your viewpoint of it as like, well, I can educate that person and maybe like get them to see that that's what's happening. But like, I don't know, my viewpoint is that like one conversation and one engagement with somebody is never going to change something that's been entrenched in them for X amount, 15 or 20 years of their life. Yeah. So they will come to that conclusion throughout their life, and you may move the needle a little bit by bringing that up to them. But like, even if you do, even if you don't, I'm the type of person where I'm never going to take that personally, and I'm never going to have that conversation with somebody, because they're always going to learn that at the end of the day, no matter if it's 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line, no matter if they're on their deathbed and they're like, what the fuck, I don't know, I was so shitty to random people for no reason. Like, you're going to have to come to that conclusion at some point in your life, and you get to make that choice when you come to that conclusion based upon, like, circumstances that you're put in and different learning environments that you were put in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I see what you're saying, for sure. But, I don't know. My thing goes back to always, like, not letting it affect you, because I don't know. I think that a lot of people aren't like comfortable in their own skin. So that's when things like that affect you, because you're still questioning.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that also goes for the people that are saying the things.
Yeah,
so that's
for
why
sure.
it's like,
for sure. Yeah.
That's why I go with the stand. If someone is telling you things, it's better just to educate them then and there. They can choose to take it or not. That's obviously the daily fucking fight that people that have to educate someone go through.
Yeah.
They're not going to be receptive to it the first time or even the second time. But I don't care, as long as I'm doing my part and fucking saying what I believe and saying all this shit, I'm going to do it, because who else is going to tell them? No one, clearly. Yeah. If, you know, people are going by that, by not saying anything when they're feeling some type of way, and just be like, oh yeah, self-talk, I'm awesome, I'm all this shit. Sure. Fuck what that person's saying, because okay, yeah, that one person does that, but say that person that's name calling and all this shit does it to another fucking person. That's the whole point of it too, is educating, so they don't fucking do that. And if they do, I hope they get the wrong one on the right fucking day and get their asses beat, because that's usually what happens when motherfuckers don't want to learn, or it goes unchecked, or nobody says anything. They get their asses beat. So regardless, they learn. My point is that if someone is doing that, don't just be passive, because yeah, it's okay and all that, and certain, you know, pick and choose your battles, but also do stand up for yourself, and don't just let someone name fucking call you, because everyone's human at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I guess it's different types of people that'll approach that situation, but I think it's more productive to work on yourself than try to work on random people, especially if they're just random.
I don't think it's
with.
Working on random people. I think at the end of the day, it's just fucking checking someone for what it is, and how you're gonna address me is not the way you're addressing me right now. I just think that's the importance of it, because if you constantly let someone do that, then they're just gonna keep doing that. Well, and when you correct it,
okay,
or
if it's
even
the same person in your life, for sure, it might be productive to try and check if you see that person multiple times. But say
regardless,
if it's some random person,
if it's random people every day, you bet your sweet ass I'm gonna fucking say something. If I'm on the bus and at different stops, you know, the same person's leaving or coming back or whatever, but I'm getting a question at each stop, oh, like, what's this faggot shit, or what's something, I'm gonna educate them. I'm gonna say, what's good, what's all this. I'm not just going to let it slide for what? Because clearly if they think like that, there's a whole fucking bunch of other people that think like that. And that's a perfect way for them to be like, oh, no, that shit ain't cool. Or, no, don't fucking say that. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are fucking ignorant when it comes to these types of things. Why? Because they're so stuck on the status quo, and they don't want to look at anything else.
Right.
They just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, friend.
Damn, that was an interesting rabbit hole. I mean, I see what you're saying for sure, and I guess that's just two very different types of people looking at that situation from two different viewpoints. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're both right in different ways, and maybe we're both a little wrong in different ways to approach it. But I mean, that's, as people, you're always going to be a little right and a little wrong about everything for sure. So, You know what I'm saying? Those were all the random. That's crazy. We started with dreams and we got to that somehow.
How long have we been recording?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, all right, guys. So last week, you know, we had the little Q&A stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
I gotta figure this shit out on how I post it onto Instagram, because they just be censoring us, and it's fucking stupid.
Maybe we can do it like more than a day in advance.
Well, yeah,
or
that
something.
too. That's my
Yeah.
fault also.
Yeah.
So I do take
Well,
responsibility.
I'll post it on mine
for
next time
that.
too, because we have two different types of.
Yeah, and then we'll
people
post it on the
following
main
us.
one
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
But I posted it on mine today, and it was like a smoking thing, and Instagram did not, I guess, want to get it to my followers. So like only 35 people watched. When usually more like 200, 300 people watch my story, and I'll get some good stuff. But, you know, we still had a homie ask a question today.
Shout out to you.
And we're going to answer that for you, friend.
Yeah.
So their question was, I'm going on a date on Sunday. Any advice? So what advice would you give off to someone who's going on a date?
Well, I'm not a person that's went on many dates with random people. Honestly,
Really?
No, I really haven't. I'm very conservative in the
How you spend your time?
Yeah, well, definitely how I spend my time. I mean, it's fucking boring. Just to let you in on a little secret, but as far as dates, I don't know. I think that just like, this is gonna sound so basic, but just like being yourself and not trying to portray somebody else that you think that person would like or something like that, and just being open and honest. What do you think? Let me think about more things.
I mean, I agree with that. And my thing is, if it's someone you're going on a date with for the first time, don't play little scenarios in your head. Don't have all these expectations. Just go in it with a fucking blank.
True.
Just a blank slate. Don't think about anything. Just take it for what it is. It's a date. You're just hanging out, and who knows what'll happen. Maybe you guys will fuck raw. Maybe you guys won't. Maybe you guys will kiss.
I don't advise that though, because
Maybe tongue.
that's unsafe.
I've done it the first time. Oops.
Still unsafe.
Yeah, I agree. No raws.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. I mean, don't like it. Literally, it's a first date, and if you don't really, I don't know. Like, I guess I would need to know more background. But if it's a person
don't
that you
put all
just
your
met
fucking
over,
marbles in a bag. Yeah, don't.
Exactly, it's not that big.
But
of a
even
deal,
then, if it's
like,
a person you do know and you're gonna go on a date for the first time, don't also be like, I don't know, just don't be over fucking eager to be on this date. Not to say don't look interested in shit. Just be yourself. Don't. I don't know. Just do not be yourself, because if you're not, then that person's gonna be like, oh, why are they acting different? Oh, why are they doing this? And we're not even actually together or something. Like, it's just gonna be weird, and that person will probably get scared off.
You know what? Yeah, if you're over 21, order a couple drinks, loosen yourself up a little bit, and just get flowing. Have a good time. I mean, have a good time.
Yeah, that's honestly all I can say. Just take it for what it is. Don't be like, oh, are we going to hang out next time? Or are we going to do this and that? Don't be thinking ahead. Just keep yourself in the present, and whatever happens, happens, friend. That's all I can give you.
Agreed 100%.
Dang. I mean, that's it for the question. I mean, there was some questions last week, but they weren't really questions, but I'm going to give them the shout out just because it's funny.
One of the questions last week was a little
yeah, I think it was the anal one, right?
Yeah.
No. Someone said Dominion or the Bob. And
I don't know what that means.
I don't agree with any of those.
What does that mean?
I go with Bop Boy. I think he's talking
it's a
Minion
thing?
talk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like Dominion or the Bob. Because there's a character that's called Bob, I think. I don't know if he's saying Minions, but I choose Bop Boy. And then the next question is, I don't think we asked this. How do you approach people you like / find attractive? Did we do that or no?
No, we didn't. That's an interesting question.
How do you
I guess that kind of
approach
goes with
people you like / find attractive? How do you do that?
That's an interesting question. For me, oh man, bro, I'm always like I'm always nervous about that shit. Like, I always overthink that, so I can give you all the advice on this you want, but, like, in reality, if I was in that situation, which I'm in a relationship, so, like, I don't have to worry about that right now, but, like, I don't know. I think that the same thing applies a little bit, and, like, don't overthink it too much and just, like, try to be yourself. But I guess approaching them if you really like them, I don't know. I don't want to say, like, don't over try or something.
Yeah, I think I just make it a thing to make them my friend, and then whatever the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want to say this. Oh my god.
You
but
don't
in
have to
work
say
settings,
it.
no. In some work settings, I will find a person attractive, and I'll just make it like, oh, let's be friends, and then I'll ask certain types of questions, and then from there I'll get an insight, whether they're single or not, get the whole scoop,
Right.
and then just take it from there.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's what
makes
you
sense.
should do, friend. If you find someone you like or you think they're attractive, don't be shy, to just put yourself out there and just make it a thing to be their friend. That's all you can do when you start off liking someone. I don't think you can just go full... I mean, you can go full face and be like, oh, you want a date or some type of shit?
Well,
maybe they might like that. But
yeah.
to play it on the safe side, I would make them a friend first and then, play it smart.
Well,
and just go from there.
I definitely think that's good advice because you think about it, right? Like, you could like someone physically, but, like, they could be a totally shitty person. You could never know before you start to get to know them as, like, a little bit of a friend.
I mean, that's where I'm at right now with my ex.
So I think you have to get to know them as a friend a little bit before you, like, feel like you know if you, like, seriously like them or want to move forward with anything. Because if you start to get to know them as a friend and they're not the person that maybe you thought that they were from the outside, then you don't want to move forward with it, because it could just be bad in the future. So you could just be avoiding a bad situation. So that's great advice. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, friends,
Take it
that's
slow.
what I think you should do too. So,
natural, slow.
where are we at now?
Boom.
I think we're just about done with things.
I think so. Yeah, we're pretty far in. So
I don't even know how I put it together today, you guys.
this was a fun one. Actually, I feel like we got into some.
It was the juice that made me talk. I didn't even finish this. I just had my 2 shots and
Right. And we didn't even have any crazy topics that we like planned to go into, but we talked about abortion. We talked about.
We want to talk about your
taking
cats, but
offense
that's
at
okay.
things. That's all right. We don't have to talk about that
Next time.
Fuck that bitch.
No, because we are next time.
She'll be gone by then, so fuck that. Okay, yeah. Well, if we don't have anything else, then we can clock out of this shit.
All right.
Follow the IG. We appreciate all the support that we've been getting. Send in your questions because that's super fun. I love answering questions. That's really fun.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening and hearing what we have to say. I know I wanted to talk about different things this episode, but we could do that next week just because, oh my God, I feel like everyone's doing podcasts now. And then we jumped in too as soon as, I don't know, it was like a little trend going on. But I think it's different. I don't think it's just a trend for us. And I don't think we're here for the wrong things. So I'm excited to see how it goes and excited for everyone that's sticking around to hear this shit and
Facts.
to see how we grow. So thank you guys. Follow us on Instagram at You're Wrong Pod. No underscore.
Nope.
Follow us on our Instagrams. We'll put the links there. And share us with your fucking friends, your family. I don't know. Just share this shit. You know, we're trying to do other things. We're not trying to be working the fucking...
Don't be afraid to share.
Please. Please, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. If I can do ads for you guys, I will. Please.
Oh my God.
Like, just share this shit.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, guys,
please
thank you.
help.
Send questions, whatever the fuck you want.
Send
that's
help.
what we're here
SOS. No. All right, bet.
All right, bye guys.
Peace
See you
out.
next week.